worst floods in the history of Jammu and Kashmir. Hundreds affected, thousands of crores worth of property damaged.
It was a defining moment for Chinar. It was a watershed moment for Chinar. When a defining moment hits you, you either let the moment define you or you can define the moment. In our case, what we did was we took the bull by the horns. In fact, I would say we took the octopus by the tentacles because there were so many moving parts in the floods.
For the first 2 weeks after the flood, Chinar focused on immediate relief. The Chinar team spread across the valley. It was tough. Sometimes temporary rafts were the only way our teams could reach the over 3,500 flood-affected families that we managed to touch. As the waters receded, Chinar assessed that the flood-hit victims needed more assistance. We prepared food kits which included rice, sugar, spices, oil, salt, water and dals. Each kit around 25 kgs. Rations with which families could survive. We also added kangris, perans and bedding to the kit.
Yasa ye kangri asne kihin, peran asne kihin, peran ditu, kangri takçını bur ditu. Yasa ye ditu katmadan bir maşaklı tomalımı da açmıştı pani kaçu.
Chinar distributed these kits to more than 1,000 families. With the floods, most hospitals were submerged, leaving patients running helpless. Chinar wanted to ensure that till the city hospitals were back in action, these long queues of patients should not suffer.
हमने ये मेडिकल काउंटर यहाँ पे स्टार्ट किया। इस मेडिकल काउंटर के इसमें इमाना जो है इस्लामिक मेडिकल एसोसिएशन ऑफ नॉर्थ अमेरिका, उन्हें चिनार के साथ ताउन करके हमें कुछ मेडिसिन दरियाफ़त की, 30 डब्बे मेडिसिन के लिए, जिसमें सर्जिकल आइटम्स भी थे, जनरल मेडिसिन भी थे, जो इमीडिएट लोगों के काम आई, हमें जो अभी भी काम आ रही है।
हमारे जो है वो डैमेज हुई थी और चिनार इंटरनेशनल ने हमें ये चीज़ें दिए हैं, ये इंस्ट्रूमेंट दिए हैं और कुछ अभियान दिए हैं जिससे हमें बहुत सारा फायदा मिला है।
In freezing winter temperatures, Chinar realized the desperate need of safe, warm shelter for those who were hit by the floods. Khurshid Ahmed Ganai saw his house fall in front of him. Chinar's team helped him rebuild 2 rooms.
पता ये चिनार इंटरनेशनल कंपनी और कॉपरेशन कॉपरेशन वारिया मदद यमो कोर हेल्प अस कोर पान तो ओर योर कह यमो तह कोर हेल्प अस बनो वनी मकान।
Chinar has managed to reach out to at least 163 families with housing assistance. Chinar also began to recognize that it was important to help those who were sole breadwinners for their families and had lost their source of livelihood during the floods. Abdul Hamid Bhatt, who works as a driver, lost his car to the waters. We decided to help him.
डैमेज गुमत इंजन प्रॉब्लम गमज पे गियर बॉक्स प्रॉब्लम गमस तो वन पत आए चिनार वलिस पो वो दलील गमज पे कमो हाँ पे लगे 50-60 सास रुपये गाड़ी तो तम दी तम पोस कोर मदद सही
While the Kashmir team was busy addressing ground realities, there were hundreds who were working selflessly across the world to collect donations, both cash and otherwise, to send back to Kashmir.
The scale of floods was so huge, you could not. It was devastating. But we worked with Chinar and helped out on some relief work, but mostly on rehabilitation work, rebuilding people's homes with whatever little funds we had and whatever we could raise. We helped people build their homes, build their lives together, and giving them livelihood. And somebody's fixing their taxi cab, somebody's fixing their sewing machine so that they can make a living and things like that. And
I remember a lot of us got together and say, hey, is there something that we could do for Srinagar? A lot of people want to send money, a lot of people want to send blankets, water, relief material across to Srinagar. Nobody knew how to get it across and who to send it to. That other time we got in touch with Chinar. I've known the founder of Chinar, Irfan Shamili, for a long time. We weren't sure whether Irfan worked in the area of flood relief. We knew he was working in other areas. We spoke with Irfan. Irfan said he desperately needed relief material. He was already in the midst of relief in Srinagar. That other time, we activated centers in Mumbai, Gurgaon and Chennai. Again, all friends who wanted to just pool in their resources. We got the word out. People started sending blankets, water bottles, medicines, whatever they could. We started collecting them in 3 centers. We got in touch with Indigo Airlines, who was extremely helpful. They jumped in and they offered to carry our equipment from here to Srinagar free of cost.
It was a very tenuous situation. There was no communication. And so Chinar was kind of a beacon at that time, because in the midst of all our worrying, we could channel money toward an organization that we all trust as being an organization that is transparent in its financial dealings, one that is not biased towards one group or another, but really has the interests of people genuinely at its core and as its mission.
We spoke to the people working at Chinar International on a daily basis, and every evening asked them for their immediate requirements. We were able to collect all this through various donors who were very helpful in Mumbai. We send them things like medication, the doctors on ground required, sanitary napkins, toiletries, packeted foods, glucose, and insulin.
Despite not being a disaster relief organization, Chinar International realized it was imperative to be part of the flood relief process, and we will continue to work on our initiatives.